You know the feeling standing in the bathroom, looking at a patch of acne that just won't quit, or scrolling through the mirror and noticing the hair on your crown getting thinner. You want something that actually works, that fits into your daily routine without becoming another hassle, and that doesn't feel like you're throwing money at a gadget that's all hype and no results. That's why a lot of people pause before they buy a light therapy device. The market is full of panels that promise everything from clearer skin to fuller hair, but the reality can be a lot less impressive if the unit isn't practical for everyday use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's talk about the Celluma Nova. It's an FDA-cleared LED panel that packs 5 treatment modes into a compact, rechargeable unit. The first thing I noticed when I unboxed it was the flexibility of the design. There's a built-in hinge that lets you angle the panel, and the whole thing is light enough to hold against your face or drape over a larger area like your thighs. The power source is a built-in lithium-ion battery that you charge with a standard USB-C cable, so you're not stuck near an outlet while you're trying to treat a sore knee on the couch. Setting it up is as simple as plugging it in, waiting a minute for the battery to register, and then selecting a mode with the digital control pad. The interface is essentially a small touchscreen with icons for each wavelength: red for anti-aging, blue for acne, near-infrared for deeper tissue pain relief, and a combo mode that mixes them for hair growth. You can set a timer from 5 to 20 minutes, and the device automatically shuts off when the time expires. That set and forget vibe is a real win for people who don't want to keep glancing at a clock while they're in the middle of a skincare routine. Now, the big question is whether that convenience translates into results you can actually see. The panel uses a combination of red, around 630 nanometers, and near-infrared, around 850 nanometers, LEDs, which, according to the studies that the FDA clearance references, can stimulate collagen production, reduce inflammation, and improve microcirculation. In practice, what that means is you might notice your skin looking a bit more supple after a few weeks of consistent use, or you could feel less joint stiffness after a month of treating the area a few times a week. For hair growth, the theory is that the mixed wavelengths increase blood flow to follicles, but the effect is subtle and usually requires daily sessions for at least 8 weeks before you can gauge any change. One of the practical strengths of the Nova is that you don't need a separate device for each issue. If you've tried separate acne lights and separate hair growth caps, you know how many cords and chargers end up cluttering a bathroom shelf. Here, you just flip the mode selector and you're ready for the next treatment. That saves space and, frankly, a lot of mental bandwidth. The rechargeable battery also means you can treat a sore shoulder while you're watching TV without having a wall outlet in your line of sight. And because the panel is only about the size of a small tablet, you can actually hold it against your face without it feeling like a brick. On the flip side, there are hidden trade-offs that become apparent after you've used it for a while. The first is intensity. Professional clinics use panels that are significantly larger and can deliver higher irradiance, which means shorter treatment times for comparable results. The Nova's smaller surface area and lower power output mean you'll need longer sessions, typically 10 to 20 minutes per area, to hit the therapeutic dose that research suggests is effective. If you're hoping to treat a whole back or a large muscle group, you'll end up moving the panel around, which can feel a bit fiddly compared to a big stationary unit. Another practical concern is price. The Nova sits in a premium price bracket for a consumer-grade device. If you're only interested in, say, acne treatment, there are cheaper single-wavelength handheld lights that can do the job. The value of the Nova really comes from its versatility. If you have a combination of skin concerns, occasional muscle pain, and you're curious about hair growth, the all-in-one nature can justify the